We are just blessed to have you here. We're just grateful for all the things that you've been doing for everybody in LifeWave and positioning them to win. And that's why we wanted to get everybody out of the blocks early in 2024. Not a better person to get on here and tell everyone what's about to happen in 2024 and maybe a little recap of 2023. But we're so grateful that you decided to come and share with everybody and let them know how much you care about them and how exciting 2024, our 20th anniversary year, is going to be.
Oh, well, first, thank you to both of you for inviting me and for having me here. Believe me, it's my pleasure. And I think I would just want to start by saying thank you for an amazing 2023. Biggest year in the history of LifeWave, U.S. #1 market in the world, fastest growth market in the world, and your team #1 in the world. Wow. So many, many congratulations. And
you're gonna do a high five on that.
Yeah, high five.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for for the two of you and everybody on your team that's driving all that. It's been amazing. Yeah. So thank you.
Wow. Thank you. So 2024, guys, it's going to be big. The 20th anniversary is coming up. We are super excited about that, and we hope you're going to be there. You better mark your calendar. So, David, Steve and I, we pray for 1 year for the right product, the right company, the right ownership, because you can have the right product but have the wrong ownership. And we are so blessed and excited to be here. I know that our last thing we prayed for was God's favor. The business that people are developing, their financial is doing a shift, which is great, because that's our goal for 2024. For our team is called This Is It. And our goal is to get people out of debt and to have a better health, better finances, get your act together. And so we're so excited about where it's going and what's happening.
Okay, in 2024, we are just really looking forward to setting everybody up right out of the gate so they can win in a big way. And we're so excited to have you share with the folks here. But let's go back to 2023, because it was such a momentous type of year. I mean, like you said, records were broken almost every month. Can you give us a few highlights, some things that you really captured of what you've seen? I mean, you've been doing this for 19 years. It's the 20th anniversary. Out of all the years you've been doing it, had to be some really charged up type feeling you had in 2023.
Well, so there were highlights, first, I'd say, throughout the year in, so many great ways. First, I'd say I'm so very appreciative to all the new leaders that came in to build, to see the rank advancements, to see all of the excitement and enthusiasm that we had on incentive trips. Sardinia was certainly incredible, because we created the new elite level SPD status, which is only 24 people last year from around the world. And so we got to create that new level, along with the bonuses that come along with that, the financial bonuses and the incentive trip. And so that, I think, was a really big highlight, that we had 3,000 people over at convention in Orlando, that we broke over 40 million in sales for the month of November. That was really incredible. It was over 45 million in sales for the month of November. So that was pretty extraordinary. But, at the end of the day, it's always going to be about the testimonials.
Maybe you can set out the stage looking forward down into 2024. If we got enough patches that are going to be coming out, so that our team can feel confident that they got plenty of product.
Yeah. So I spend probably more engineering time in the company than our brand partners realize. And one of the privileges that I have is I get to work with some really great people like Coleman and the engineers at the company that we work with to manufacture the equipment that makes our product. And we started with making the patches one at a time. That was in my lab. That was quite tedious, to going to a semi-automated process, to an automated process, to now we have a complete robotics AI-driven system. So some numbers that are pretty significant is that when I started, I was making one patch at a time. And today, we're making more than 20 million patches every month.
Wow.
So that's a huge number of people that we're helping each and every month. But the important thing is that today we can support a company doing more than $1.2 billion a year. And by the end of this year, with another upgrade on our facilities, that's going to go to over 1.8 billion in sales, approaching 2 billion in sales. So we have a very, very good plan in place for continued expansion of manufacturing. So go and sell. We'll be able to keep up
That's
with
what we
you.
want to hear. And I
Yep.
will say that from the time we started with all this crazy record-breaking years in
Yeah.
2023, we haven't had one hiccup on the logistics of getting X39 to everybody. And that's a big hats off to you for doing that for us, because you really have position. If we don't have product, how are we going to promote?
Yeah,
and it gives
absolutely.
gives the field confidence. So I just want to really commend you for what you've done, and it's not easy to produce that much.
Oh, it's a team. It's a team effort, and I would say out of the many different areas of the company, the manufacturing is absolutely rock solid. We have great people in supply chain, order fulfillment. We have a fantastic fellow that's running our order fulfillment in San Diego. And I mean, we're shipping as many as 7,000 to 8,000 orders a day. So it's gotten very sophisticated and extremely reliable. So we just don't have any problems in those areas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you said you got plenty of patches. So this is your team. Step it up.
Yeah.
We encourage you. They got enough patches. We can do this.
Yeah.
So David, this is a team is so excited about the 20th anniversary and making 2024 like just incredible. We've got the 20th anniversary coming up. And for everyone that's attending here, our virtual online best year ever event, can you kind of like give us a little secrets, maybe some little pique our interest, what's going to happen, because we want everyone to be a part of it.
You know, leaders around the world have two things in common. Actually, they have more than two things in common. First, they're all really great people.
Yeah.
They have patience, persistence. They never give up. And they also, when I sit with them, they also always want to know what secrets, are coming. So that's good that you guys all have that in common. Well, next week is going to be our online vision conference. And I actually am going to be telling a story about some secrets. So I'll give your team a preview of this. So I hope everybody joins me for Vision next week.
Yes.
But in October, at the leader event and then also at convention, I unveiled this brandy product that I invented. And of course, this is a new method for processing alcohol with light. So the alcohol is infused with light. And I never thought I'd buy a round of brandy for 3,000 people before. Yeah. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And we got phenomenal feedback.
Yes, it was tasty.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was actually teasing a product launch and foreshadowing a product launch, but our community just didn't know it. We're not going to market and sell brandy, but we do have technology to infuse things that you consume with light. So think about this just for a second. Our products work by stimulating the skin with light, and they produce these phenomenal effects. But what if you could get the light to go inside your body? What kind of health benefits would that be?
Yeah.
So, that brandy was just a way to celebrate 20 years, but it was also a way to celebrate the entry of a new technology into our company that works with light. So during the year, you'll hear more about it.
Yes.
And of course, no surprise, we're going to have a major product launch this year.
Okay, don't share the secret.
Yeah. And get on the virtual event next week,
right,
right? The
that's
corporate
right.
team's going to be amazing.
More on that next week.
Yeah. You know what? You'd mentioned us that we got some exciting news recently regarding being able to speak more about GHK, the copper peptide, and stem cell activation with the X39, the way it states in our patent. Can you elaborate on that? Let us know some exciting news that we're going to be able to have. That's good to me. That's going to be very exciting news for 2024.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to talk about it. So the first thing is, I would say, altruistically, the FDA is supposed to act in our best interest, right? They're supposed to be an agency that protects people from consumer fraud on health products and other things. So we've put together a supplement that contains things like glycine, lysine, copper, beta-alanine, and it's matched to specific patches. So for example, you use any of the patches that you would use during the day, and this formula supports the activity of those patches. So I talk about this all the time on LifeWave Connect, and many leaders like yourselves would say, well, why don't we sell those supplements? Well, now we will. But it's all in one, we've done it all in one formula.
Okay.
So
that is great.
So we'll be able to co-market the supplement with X39, and we'll be able to make the claim that this supports levels of copper peptide in the body, and it supports stem cell activity.
Wow.
And people get all these crazy good benefits.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yes.
So throughout this year, we're going to be implementing the supplement.
Oh, well, we're going to be putting all of that information on our website and saying coming soon, and that will allow us to start making the claims now. And then just within maybe about the next 2 months, it'll get released in the United States.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Come on, give me 5 on that one. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
This is
And this is, by the way, this is not a pill. This is going to be...
it's not a pill.
It's not a pill. It's a powder. And you mix it in with water. And it will have an immediate effect, but there's no stimulants in it. So think in terms of things that are infused with light.
Woo!
So
I'm fired up, guys.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to change the way people think about supplements.
Yes.
It's not going to be a Me Too product.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So we have a lot of highly educated doctors online today, a lot of brand new brand partners. Can you explain really how the technology of the X39 patch really works?
Sure.
We get so many questions,
Yeah.
and it's like, if I just had a simple verbiage back to them, it would really help a lot.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't going to be simple.
Okay. Oh,
So it'll be simple for doctors.
Right, okay, good,
But
good.
maybe not lay people. So essentially what happens is in our patches, they stimulate the skin with very low levels of light. This will in turn cause a increase in the amount of something called cytochrome C oxidase. And this is found in the mitochondria, and it's found in what's called the electron transport chain. So in order for the body to convert food over into energy, it's got to go through this very complicated series of biochemical reactions that acts like what we call a bucket brigade of transferring one molecule to another. So in the final stages of the electron transport chain, you have something called cytochrome C oxidase, and this is an energy carrier. So with light, the specific wavelengths of light, you can increase that, and as a result, get a net increase in the amount of ATP that's produced in the cell. When we get an increase in ATP, now it's like getting an increase in cash in the bank. So, Steve, I know one of the things you and I have in common with a lot of other guys is that we like sports cars.
Yeah.
And we like driving, we like driving sports cars. Well, you got to have some money to drive a sports car,
Yes.
right? So in the human body, you've got to have energy in order to make new muscle, repair damaged tissue, and so forth, and make hormones. And when we use the patch, the first thing that it's going to do is make the amount of energy available in the cell higher. From there, the patch uses other wavelengths of light, a blend of wavelengths of light, to turn on gene expression where copper peptide, the copper peptide gene gets expressed, and now we can see through blood testing that it does increase within 24 hours.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so the basic mechanism: stimulate the skin with light, increase energy, increase copper peptide.
But talking about the GHK,
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit, seeing how, we're discussing the GHK, the peptides, and the importance of it is in your body. Tell us a bit what to expect once your GHK levels in your body are elevated wearing the X39. What does somebody expect when that happens?
Yeah, so copper peptide, well, there's two peptides. One is GHK and one is GHK-Cu.
Okay.
So the first thing is both of these peptides will decrease with age, and the peptide has a very strong affinity for copper. So it means once the peptide's created, it's going to want to bond with copper. And we have this peptide in our body, and by the time people reach 60, it's declined by about 60 to 80%.
You're 60.
Wow.
So, yeah, I didn't realize we're the same
I've
age.
been wearing-
There we go.
I'm going to be 62. Woo!
Yeah. But we've been wearing the X39, so
There you
that's
go.
why we're feeling so great.
Yeah, and it's so not surprisingly, levels of GHK are strongly correlated with stem cell activity in the body. So Dr. Lauren Picard, who discovered this peptide and worked on it for decades, what he discovered was that the real power in copper peptide is its ability to regulate gene expression. So we can think of the genes in our body as being switches, and they're either on or off.
Right.
And they're either methylated or hypermethylated. But it goes. The genes go through this process where they're either exposed or they're coded, and we either have access to the information or we don't. And as we age, there are certain things that get turned off that we want on, or there's certain things that get turned on that we want turned off. And one of the things that was exciting in aging research was to find out that resveratrol was going to turn on one or two genes associated with long life. Those are the sirtuins.
Right.
So you remember all the hype about resveratrol.
Yes.
Well, copper peptide's 4,000 genes,
Wow.
not just two. 4,000.
Wow.
So that gives you an idea of power scaling between
Got it,
something
guys.
like
Yeah.
Yes.
copper peptide and resveratrol. So the benefits then are really massive because we're talking about being able to recapture some of the youth that we lost.
Yeah.
That means that we see when people elevate their copper peptide that their cognition is going to improve, their recovery after exercise is going to improve, collagen increases, so people see reduction in lines and wrinkles. We see short-term, long-term memory improvements, synthesis of new proteins in the body. The benefits are systemic, and the benefits are quite significant. So what's exciting to me about this is that X39 takes us about 1/3 of the way towards human age reversal. It's an incredibly important foundational product and peptide in getting us to where we want to be, which is not aging at all.
Wow. That is incredible. And I love the simplicity. You put a patch on,
Right.
And it works. I mean, that's very, very, taken years for you to figure that out, but now that we've got our hands on it, it's amazing.
So we need you to explain. We get this question so much. What actually is in that patch? I know it's nano-organic crystals, but we get this over and over. People are just highly concerned. And I kind of flip it around a little bit. But do you really know how your cell phone works? You just use it.
Yeah.
Do you really know when you drive through fast food what's actually in the food? Come on, put the patch on. But people are highly concerned. And for me, I have a lot of trust. Steve and I, we read a lot, we watched a lot of your videos, a lot of your talks, but people, that's the biggest thing. They're so concerned. What is in that little tiny patch?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be more concerned about, what's in the food at McDonald's that people are eating than I would be about the patch. So first, the patch only contains organic materials. It's obviously made of polymers, so that nothing will enter the body, and that's important. It's a product that stimulates the skin with light. And inside the product are going to be what we call stereoisomers of amino acids and sugars. So a stereoisomer, in the case of an amino acid, it means that these materials can bend light to the left or the right. So when you have an amino acid, it's usually left-handed, but there are right-handed amino acids.
Okay.
Sugars, like D-ribose, for example, which is used in energy production in the cells, that's a right-handed molecule.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit technical now, but I discovered a method of processing these materials into something that would give optical polarization of light, where we see that the polarization is circular in nature. So in other words, you take the patch, you put it on the skin, and it creates a optical vortex. And this forms a communication channel between the patch and the human body. So we can use this now as a communication device to embed information into the body. And in this case, it's like a cell phone for the body, where we're saying, hey, please elevate copper peptide.
Right.
Right? So that's how it's working.
That's great. Now, when it comes to, we always hear that we stay hydrated when you're on the X39. Is there anything else that you can, really escalate the production of the X39? Maybe can you put other copper peptides? Is there something to raise your copper peptides a different way, or just stay with the X39? Or is there something else nutrition-wise, supplement-wise, that we could do to elevate the productivity of the X39?
Well, funny you ask, because you didn't know this, but next weekend I'm doing a training on exactly that subject.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So we're going to go into detail, but I'll give you the short answer, and that is yes. First, the foundation is so critically important. So what that means is making healthy choices in our diet, supplementing where needed, getting proper rest, getting exercise, hydrating, right?
She's still out in front of everybody.
Yeah, all those things are pretty critical, right? The reason why we need water is because the cells depend on water for energy production and for detoxification, right? For elimination. So if we don't have enough water, then we're going to short circuit our body's ability to make energy. So that's why getting enough water is important.
Yeah.
Now, on the nutrient side, there's some interesting studies today that are showing that supplementing with glycine and NAC extends lifespan by about 24%. Now, personally, I think it's because both of those amino acids are necessary in making glutathione, and glycine is an important part of making copper peptide.
Okay.
So in this supplement that we're going to come out with, people don't have to think about it. Meaning it's going to contain every ingredient that people need to support the activity of the patches. So you just take this in the morning, put on whatever patches you're going to put on, like X39, and now you're supplementing your diet with everything that you need to elevate copper peptide.
You get this question, and people want to think about this, and you can understand why somebody would, because they're going to devote their time and effort into building a LifeWave business. Tell them a little bit how your philosophy, how you feel. You're the owner of the company. Your long-term stick with it with LifeWave. Like, people have been thinking, oh, he might sell the company, this and that. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay and focus on his vision, and we're going to stay tight and make it happen right now. And look at all the people that are being blessed. Can you just kind of share your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think in terms of maybe more of an Eastern philosophy than a Western philosophy. Yeah. It's very common in the West for people to think that, well, I'm going to start a business and then have an exit strategy in 3 to 5 years and then move on to something else. Right. And I'm just not that way. This is 20 years for me now for a very, very good reason. Yeah. And the type of things that I look at is where we're going to be in the next 10 to 20 years. Yeah. So what I actually want to do with the business at this point is diversify it and have a family of companies to continue to expand the opportunity. Right. And so it's beginning today for humanitarian, but the technology in that is going to open up some other opportunities. It's going to open up the possibility that we can have a LifeWave power generation system, a LifeWave communication system, and this is going to be life-changing in a whole variety of ways. So imagine the day that we launch this, right?
Yeah.
And we have a sister company. And the binary tree in the sister company is the same as what we have today. So you don't have to build that business.
Right.
You've already built it today.
Yeah.
But now, every time someone uses their cell phone or accesses the internet and they're on our communication system, you're earning a commission.
Good. Yeah.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So
You've already done the work.
Exciting.
you've already done the work, so you don't
You're
have to
just
duplicate.
dropping it in a sister company. It's genius.
Yeah, so
it is.
that's the vision, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to keep LifeWave focused on health technology, but as I'm inventing all these other things, we'll have them branded in sister companies, but it's all part of the same family. All the network is the same. That's the
One of
goal.
the biggest things that I love working with LifeWave is the owner is the inventor. That really, it really, these networking companies, and I'm not trying to pick on any of them, but we've seen them where the owner's looking for an opportunity. They want to get into the space and they're looking for a product. They run to a supplement company. What's the hottest supplement? Then they got to pay for the doctor to speak on it. Maybe it is a good product or not, but I feel the emotion and the energy and the confidence of having the owner being the inventor and really has his heart. You've seen, when I communicate with you a bunch, how I know it's like it's your baby. I want to make sure that we protect the brand.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm really, I feel like I'm blessed in a big way. All of us are to be part of this team and your inventions and your vision.
I will tell you there's a problem with that. It's because I can't turn that inventing gene off. It's Christina and I'll say, honey, I'm sorry, but these ideas, they never stop, and it's not likely ever going to stop in my lifetime, however long that is.
But she's so good with that.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
amazing.
Oh, she's amazing.
So supportive.
Yeah.
How many patents do you have right now?
I stopped at 132. I stopped counting. I know it's going over 150.
Okay.
But I haven't counted them in a while. But it's somewhere over 130 anyway.
Okay. Wow.
And
Guys, how many friends do you got that got one patent?
yeah.
Steve and I have had miraculous results with the X39. What would you say to someone who says they are not getting immediate results? So they're wearing the patch, but they're not feeling. I always make sure before I respond to them that I say, are you wearing it faithfully and consistently? Because that's really number one right there. And have you done studies on the X39 that would prove the patch is working even though they're not feeling anything or getting a testimony?
Yeah. Well, let's say, I use an example. You go out in the sun, right? You're down at the beach, you feel good, you're relaxed, and the sun is elevating your vitamin D. You don't know the sun is elevating your vitamin D unless you're blood testing for it, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing is most people aren't going to feel the change of copper peptide levels, but there are other things that they will feel if they're paying attention. So in our studies, which are in our back office and people can look at, most people the first 24 hours, they'll see that they're sleeping better or they have more energy. By the end of the first week, people's memory is improving if people are paying attention. Now, legitimately, there's going to be a small percentage of people where it's going to take 3 to 6 weeks before they see anything. We've definitely had cases where someone had a long-term injury and then they didn't see a result for about 4 or 6 weeks, but then the injury began to heal. Could be a lot of different things. It could be they don't have the best diet. Someone could be a smoker. They could be a heavy drinker. They're not getting proper rest. Could be any of those things. So I'd say someone should give the product a try for at least 1, 2, 3 months. Make sure they're doing everything else in their life properly, and they'll get a benefit from it.
Let everyone know, we really need to hear, because the newest person needs to know the kind of quality and what the X39 does, and is there anything at all even close to what we have our hands on with the X39?
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing on the market like it.
They can be loud, these people, so I'm glad that you're saying that.
Yeah.
Nothing. He said nothing. There's nothing at all close. There's nothing even similar to the X39.
Yeah. Well, first, we have global patents on X39. So, and we're a big enough company that if somebody did try to knock us off, which is not easy to do, there's a reason why it's been proprietary for 20 years.
Right.
It's not an easy technology to knock off. If they did, then we would be able to enforce our patents and then prevent them from selling. There are people that have put, you could say, copycat products on the market for pain relief. And those work either through a different mechanism or they don't work at all. So it wouldn't be something that I'd worry about. But no one has anything like X39. It just doesn't exist.
That's
Did
amazing.
you hear that?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
Because our son says, take that to the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you give us a little glimpse of what you see LifeWave, where we're going, what's happening? Because I mean, our team is so on fire, and just kind of like fill them in what's going to happen in the next year, 2 years, where we're going, what's happening, the vision of LifeWave.
A lot's gonna happen in the next year. We're gonna have a major product launch this year, and it will be. I think what I would say about it is that it's definitely going to usher in a new generation at LifeWave. X39 will continue to be our flagship product, but we're going to pave the way with an entirely different technology that is going to increase the speed at which people get results with the patches. I think that's probably fair to say.
Wow.
So people will definitely want to be at convention in Dallas for our 20-year anniversary. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be much bigger than what people suspect. I would say that. And we're actually almost sold out. We have 6,000 people that we can hold, and we're trying to figure out how to expand because we're almost sold out at this point. This far
And
along.
we're just getting started.
And we're just getting started.
Whoa.
Yeah.
20th year anniversary is going to be wild. It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be incredible.
We thought 2023 was big. 2024, this year is your year.
Yep.
And we're going to put that link up when we get done with this interview with him. We'll put that link up so you guys can go online and get the rest of the tickets. Boom, this is it, guys.
Yeah. It's going to, it'll be amazing. And so I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're expanding what we're doing in Mexico. South Korea is open this month. And that's going to be absolutely enormous for us.
Yes.
We have AI customer service going online. We're working on an AI app to be a virtual assistant.
Good.
We're going to be doing in...
So they don't have to wait on hold. Woo-hoo!
No, that's the goal. We're going to do a global hologram tour in February with this hologram tech.
Yeah.
So
maybe we can be a part of it with ours.
Definitely.
I'm going to get mine figured
So
out.
there you go. We'll have the training for it. But myself, Ryan, and Meredith will be doing hologram appearances in South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Mexico, and to start that off. It's extremely exciting because when leaders use this tech, they'll be able to attend events all over the world, and it'll look like they're actually there, right? And they'll be able to see and hear the people that they're communicating with. So this is going to be revolutionary for our industry, and LifeWave's the first network marketing company to do it.
Hey, as we start to wrap up here, can you just give everyone, because this is it really gets me in my heart what you had to go through to bring this X39 to fruition. And can you give them a little bit in their mindset when they're starting out? Because people sometimes, they've never had their own business, or they've never had to strive for a goal. It took me years before I became a world champion. So 10 years of research, almost $4.5 million to bring the X39 to market. What could you portray to these folks in 2024 that they could have a certain kind of mindset that give them the stamina? What drove you that you could encourage them to get that same type of mindset to help them to have success in LifeWave?
Yeah, it's such an interesting question because we could probably have an hour where we could talk about that, right? And so I think the first thing is the only way that someone can achieve financial independence is by owning their own business. But most people are going to fail at doing that because the odds are against them. They're not going to have an exclusive product. They're not going to have the experience. They're not going to have enough money. They underestimate how much money and time it's going to take. So this is why such a high percentage of businesses fail. So now let's say you have someone and they have a friend come to them, and the friend says, well, look, let's go into business together, and I'm going to put up 99% of the money that you need. And I'll invent the product, I'll patent it, I'll manufacture it, I'll provide the customer service, I'll provide the order fulfillment, I'll set up the website, I'll take care of all the legal work. All you have to do is go out and share the product with others, and this product is going to bless people's lives by providing healing. Can you do that? Right? And anybody would say, yeah, I'd be out of my mind not to do that, right? So this is what we offer, right? So we're like the rich uncle, right? And so we're going to put all of those systems in place, and now our brand partners invest an incredibly small amount of money, right?
Credit card. You can get started on a credit card.
You can get started on a
business can you get started on a credit card?
You can't, right? So so you invest an incredibly small amount of money, and now you're in business, and you have this incredible infrastructure, and the potential is there to earn more than $1 million a year. So to me, there is no better alternative for the majority of people to start a business and have an odds of being successful, right? So that, I think that would be the first thing, and probably the most important. The second thing that goes with that is that when we look at leaders that have been successful in our industry, there's a common thread about what they teach, and it really does come back into looking at what leaders are doing that have been successful, being patient, being persistent each and every day, just like you're going to get up and exercise and eat healthy, you're committed to calling people, holding meetings, doing demonstrations, doing the follow-ups, and you're regimented and you're committed to that. And you don't have to be the smartest person, you don't have to have the most money, but you do have to be committed and have a plan and follow and execute. But that is a path to success. And I know the two of you have met many, many people. I know a few of them that started with nothing and today are financially independent as a result. So we really have the best industry. People have to apply themselves, but they can become independent if they want to.
And I mean, if the key word here was commitment, how hard is that? You got to commit to almost everything you had to do to get to where you're at today. Stay committed to this. The time right now for people to be open is much greater than ever before, and the opportunity is just sitting there before you, every one of you.
And I just love people say, till they learn the concept of MLM, network marketing, they don't really realize, when I worked at Delta Airlines for 25 years, I was in a pyramid. Boom, I was right there. I would have never been home ever if I wanted to make extra money. I would have been gone more days. So to me, it's just, we can help people. So simple. We can help them get the money back before the credit card bill comes in. We can help them build an income, whatever their drive is, whatever their vision, their destiny for their family. It's just absolutely incredible. And we just want to take the time and thank you with everybody online. Come on, guys, give it up for him.
Come on.
We are so blessed to have him fly all the way here to Fort Lauderdale to be live at our event. It's been absolutely incredible. What a pleasure it has been to interview you. You're the easiest one I've ever interviewed. But what a blessing. And our convention name is The Best Year Ever. And that is our goal for LifeWave. Of course, they're going to get better and better, but we had to have some kind of a vision because we want anybody who gets in, doesn't matter, like you just said, doesn't matter what their education is, what their background is, we can help them win. And this is a team is so thankful, grateful, and blessed to have you here and be a part of this amazing online virtual convention. And we just appreciate your time. being here, coming in, and just we're all stepping it up.
Yeah.
So watch out. You might
Yeah.
want to get another production machine.
2024, no one's being left in the dust that's on
That's
here today.
absolutely
We're
right.
going to make this happen, and we're going to follow his lead, and all of us just have a dream big enough to stay committed.
Absolutely.
Thanks, David,
So
for
thanks.
sharing with
Appreciate you.
everybody.
Thank you
God
both.
bless.
Thank you,
God bless.
Steve.
all right?
Thank you, Gina.